faith and conviction to achieve this event and bring together individuals who drive the dream tonight, to raise awareness and funds for the Women's Global Peace Foundation and our charity partner tonight, Our Village. So I would like to introduce Rose Rawani. Rose Rawani is the founder and CEO of the Global Women Peace Foundation and the Global Women Empowerment Program at Channel 31. Driven by a deep passion for supporting disadvantaged women, young girls and children, Rose founded these transformative initiatives to promote peace, empower women, inspire leadership and create opportunities for those in need. Through her dedication, she has built a global network of dynamic female leaders advocating for gender equality and social justice while helping women rise to influential positions. In addition to her work in women's empowerment, Rose is the founder and the CEO of Oz International Consultancy Management Group, a Melbourne-based boutique consultancy specialising in leadership and human capital empowerment. Her leadership has been instrumental in driving organisational transformation and developing high-performing teams. With over a decade of experience, Rose is recognised as an expert authority in leadership and a high-performance executive coach. She has mentored countless leaders and guided organisations towards success, leveraging her ability to identify and nurture exceptional talent across diverse industries. Her expertise is underpinned by strong academic credentials in executive leadership, human capital and business management. This is all before she's 21. Rose's influence spans globally, impacting both the private and public sectors. She is a sought-after keynote speaker, and in 2022 she was honoured with the prestigious Best Speaker Award in Paris for her remarkable ability to inspire and empower audiences worldwide. Her journey is characterised by relentless pursuit of excellence, visionary leadership and an unwavering commitment to uplifting others. As a thought leader and an advocate for change, Rose continues to shape the global leadership landscape, empowering women and individuals to achieve greatness and lead with purpose. And I present to you tonight Ms. Rose Rawani.
In the name of God, good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's with immense joy and gratitude that I welcome all of you to the Signature VIP Gala Night tonight, presented by the Global Women Peace Foundation and the Global Women Empowerment Program. Tonight is not just an event, it's a movement, a powerful reminder of what can happen when people come together in the spirit of peace, unity, compassion, kindness, and empowerment. I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodian of the lands on which we gather and pay our deepest respect to all their past and present. At the Global Women Peace Foundation, our vision is clear: to create a world where women are empowered to rise, lead, and make lasting impact, where compassion fuels progress, where kindness builds bridges, and where peace and unity define our communities. Our mission is to be the global voice for women, championing empowerment, equality, education, and leadership. We believe that every woman, no matter where she comes from, has the right to live free from fear, to pursue her goals with confidence, and to create a positive change in her family, her community, and beyond. Our goals are rooted in action to foster peace and unity across communities by building understanding, harmony, and mutual respect. To cultivate cult leadership and empowerment by providing women with opportunities and platforms and mentorship to step into their power. To spread the compassion and kindness through initiatives that uplift the vulnerable and bring dignity to those most in need. To make a lasting impact by addressing challenges, whether through education, well-being, advocacy, or community support. We are not here to simply host events. We are here to create legacy of change. Although it's still young, the Global Women Peace Foundation has already achieved milestones that reflect our mission in action. In June 2024, we officially launched the foundation, creating a platform for women, leaders, and communities to unite and empowerment and with peace. Since then, we have started opportunities with 3 initiatives: Oz Relief, which is our charity partners, Impact, and our Village. We have also introduced our membership program, mentorship program, Gold and Diamond Partnership, and recently the implementation of the Global Women Peace Foundation AI agent. Through the Global Women Empowerment Program, broadcast monthly on Channel 31, we have now aired 14 inspiring episodes since December 2023, sharing the voices of leaders and change makers, amplifying stories of courage, compassion, and transformation. In less than a year, we have hosted 5 major events, including tonight's event, each one growing in skills, influence, and impact, bringing together leaders, visionaries, and communities under one shared purpose to empower and inspire. Tonight, we are proud to support our village, an organization that embodies the very values we hold in our heart. Their mission is simple yet powerful: to harness the strengths of local communities to support vulnerable babies and children. Through the love and dedication of careers, social services, volunteers, and donors, they ensure that children receive not just resources, but also compassion, dignity, stability they deserve. As we gather here tonight in celebration, let us remember that this evening is about action and impact. It's about leaving a legacy of empowerment. It's about choosing kindness in a world that often forgets its power. It's about lifting each other up so together we can rise. I invite you to join us in making a difference through a direct donation to our village partners by scanning the QR codes on your table. Every contribution will make an immediate and lasting impact. Your support helps provide life-changing assistance to babies and children in need across Victoria, giving them the chance to thrive. Every story shared, every conversation held, every contribution made tonight strengthens our mission to build a future where peace, unity, compassion, and empowerment aren't just ideal, but every day is reality. On behalf of the Global Women Peace Foundation, I extend my deepest thanks to each of you, my amazing family who are here tonight. Thank you very much for being here. Our board of director, Robin Kelgett, who has traveled from Adelaide here. Thank you so much for being here. My extraordinary colleague and advisory board member, Josie Kersey. Our wonderful event partners, Steve Mack. Thank you very much for being here. Louise Sophia, thank you for your partnership and support, and thank you for being here. And also Helen Pollard, who she's going to join us later on. And mostly all of you, I thank you for your inspiring guests who are here tonight. You're present here. Tonight is not just an attendance. It's a commitment to empower women, to support children, to build stronger communities, and to create a more compassionate world. Together, let us lead with peace. Together, let us unite in kindness. And together, let us empower lives and make a lasting impact. Thank you.
Steve, you want to come up for us? I think you all know Steve. A round of applause for Steve as he makes his way to the stage. Steve is a mover and a shaker, and he has many, many fans in the room. He conducts his own events, Lux Events, and House and Property Co. Is that right?
Houseland Co.
That's it, Houseland Co. And you're a wonderful supporter of this charity movement.
Always.
And we absolutely are thrilled that you're here again tonight with your wonderful guests.
Thank you.
So please share with us something amazing and inspiring as you always do.
Thank you, Jason. Can you help me out with this? Doesn't the room look absolutely amazing? So hands together for the hosts, the people behind the scenes, you beautiful guests. And first thing I noticed actually when I came here is just how absolutely amazing everyone looks. I think it always pays to be genuine with compliments, but there's a lot of colour in the room, there's a lot of diversity, and there's a lot of people that want to make a difference. So put your hand up if you want to make a difference. Excellent. We're in the right room. So I've been friends with Rose now. My name is Steve Mack. I've been friends with Rose now before it all begun, before this foundation was here, before I guess Rose had an idea, a seed, an idea to make a difference. And one of the main reasons I've been such a strong advocate for Rose is because I've known her since I moved to Melbourne, and she was one of the first people that I ever met. And I said, I have an idea to run a multi-million dollar property company. I want to speak on stage. I want to run events nationally. I've just got back from traveling 5 different cities. And really, it's just about people that believe in you. But behind every powerful man is an even more powerful woman. Would you not agree? I hope so, hopefully, because I'm in the wrong room if not. All right, let me go through my speech. So tonight we're going to talk about the power of partnership. So basically, my topic is how business leaders can champion women's empowerment. So it's been a true honour, obviously, to stand here tonight in this remarkable gala, surrounded by leaders, visionaries, change makers, friends, business advocates, and sometimes those silent people that sit in the back and they make the right phone call, they make the difference. I want to begin by acknowledging the extraordinary work of Rose and her pursuit for Global Women's Peace Foundation, her mission, her impact, and a relentless pursuit. I know she works a lot of hours to equally inspire, but not just women, but all of us who believe in a fairer, safer, and a more inclusive world. As a business leader, a father of 4, and a long-time supporter of this foundation, I've come to understand something simple but powerful. Women's empowerment is not a women's issue. It's a human issue. And when women rise, we all rise. So if we could repeat this. When women rise, we all rise. We all rise. One more time. When women rise, we all rise. We all rise. We all rise. Excellent. Beautiful. Personal reflection in terms of how I've sort of come to get to this point. So early in my career, I had a terrific mum. Still got a terrific mum, but the backbone and the person just would show up. And I think it's important that when you have not only male advocates, but most importantly, femininity, female love, and those that really believe in you, that's what gives you heart. Sometimes us guys, we think from the head. And I was challenged by colleagues, leaders, and friends. But what I did notice is a lot of women work twice as hard for recognition. Some left their industries, not because of lack of talent, but because of lack of opportunity. My boss, Tara, was absolutely fantastic, and I can tell you she was an absolute advocate, and if there's anyone that could pull me in a line, it was her, because she knew what she wanted, she was direct, and she communicated well. But those roles are very few and far between. To get a CEO role and GM role in a building industry is hard to get. So it was a turning point for me. It made me realise that as a man, especially in leadership, we can't stay silent. We can't both have the privilege and the responsibility to open doors, to create pathways, and actively champion the women around us. So for those that know Alina Cardone, I think she's an amazing woman, but she has a quote which says, when a man and woman align their strengths, they become unstoppable. This is true in business, in family, and in communities. And it is the mindset that we need, which is serious about empowerment. Being a male ally is not about speaking for women. I think you like this bit. It's about listening. It's standing beside them and amplifying their voices. So for those that are in the room that have a mum, sister, auntie, and daughter, what we need to think is it starts at home, okay? It's how we treat them, how we get behind our ladies at home, and then how they show up in the world. So brings me to tonight's theme, so the power of partnership. True change does not happen in isolation. It happens when women and men stand shoulder to shoulder, committed to the same vision of equality. Partnership means collaboration, recognising that diversity of thought makes us stronger, smarter, and more innovative. It means advocacy, using our platforms and influence to change the outdated systems and create new possibilities. And partnership means action in business, because the evidence is clear that companies that champion diversity and gender equity are doing the right thing. So they're not doing the right thing, they're definitely doing the right thing. They are more than profitable, are more resilient, and better prepared for the future. And beyond business, the ripple effect is enormous. So as we said, when women thrive, families thrive, communities thrive, entire nations thrive. And one more quote, which would be from Michelle Obama. No country can ever truly flourish if it stifles the potential of its women that deprives half the contributions of its citizens. So just keep in that mind that we work together as one. 50, 50, 100%. 60, 40, 100%. We're together. So what can we do as a male leader? We can, and business owners and decision makers, first, we need to listen actively. Not assuming that we know the answers, but hearing the real experiences of women in our workplaces and communities. This starts with real conversation. Second, we need to create the pathways through mentorship, sponsorship, leadership opportunities that lift women into the roles that they deserve. Third, we must change the structures. Equal pay, parental leave, flexible work. These aren't just policies, but these are commitments to fairness and balance. The world is changing, the workplace is changing, and I think there's more and more opportunity now. And fourth, this is what we really need to do. Who here loves tall poppies? No. Let's call it out. When we see inequality, bias, and exclusion, silence is not an answer. Courage is required. And finally, we must champion, key word, champion visibility, making sure that women just aren't in the room, but at the table where their voice is heard, respected, and acted upon. So in closing, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the power of partnership is when men and women unite for equity. We don't just change boardrooms, we change society. This is not about giving power away. It's about unlocking the full potential by humanity, by working together. So tonight, let us not just only celebrate, let's commit. Commit to leaving this room as champions of women's empowerment in business, in our communities, in our world. Because when women rise, we all rise. And together, we can create a future defined not by division, but by partnership, equity, and peace. I'm going to leave you guys with a small challenge tonight. And I did a speech a few events ago, and it's called the power of hello. Okay? Tonight, your word is hello. Who are you? What do you do? How can I help you? So let's shorten that. Hello. So hello. Hello. Look around you and say hello. Hello. Tonight, I'd like you to go and say hello. I'd like you to get a selfie. I'd like you to tag Rose's event. I'd like you to say hello, but I would like it to be you that has the power to make change. So tonight, please come and see me and tell me a powerful conversation that you've had about women's empowerment, making a contribution. Thank you, Rose. But please remember, honestly, to donate. She's done an amazing job putting this room together. So dig deep and support Rose and the Global Women's Foundation. God bless and thank you so much. I'll see you again.
Louise Spears is the Director of Abundance and Beyond and has been partnering with women in their journey to buy property since 2001. With over 20 years' experience as a mortgage advisor, she adopts a uniquely personal service that encompasses refinancing, reviewing current lending trends, debt consolidation and taking advantage of interest savings, and we all want to do that. Securing home, business and trust loans, achieving long-term financial independence. We all want that. For many, buying a home can be a daunting prospect. Louise applies thoughtful consideration to your financial future, providing a guiding hand to help you take control of your finances. And she achieves that by having one-on-one conversations with her clients and giving you the best optimum outcome. So please put your hands together for Louise Spears from Abundance and Beyond. Thank you, Louise.
Thank you, Jess. Hi everyone, can you hear me okay? Great. So lovely to see many people in the room that I know and wonderful to be here tonight to talk about women in finance. It's my passion. So I'm here to talk about breaking the cycle, the financial empowerment as the key to women's freedom. And I really got present to when I met with Rose, her commitment around this conversation when we presented on her Channel 31 show, how she's really committed to having that empowerment for women and breaking the cycle. So thank you for having me here tonight. We all have stories from the age of 21 to 101 around money. And when our clients come to us, this is a real block for our clients in choosing where they want to get to the finish line. And unfortunately, some of our stories around money and lack of abundance in our life has been inherited conversations, which is what happened to me as a 9-year-old. My mum and dad separated. My mum left the family home after many poor incidents with my dad, and we left the home and we went to live in a caravan for a short period of time with my uncle, and then we rented a home in Emerald, but we had no furniture, we had nothing. So the Salvation Army came to the rescue and looked after us and gave us the crucial things to start building our family home again. And it's really interesting, I never saw this story to be part of who I am right now until recently, because I deal with a lot of women going through divorce. And then I started talking about my mum at a seminar one time. I'm like, oh my goodness, that was the link. Like, that's where I got my purpose from, where I got to going through the journey with my mum at a 9-year-old. So today is about moving from financial survival to abundance, and hence why I call my company Abundance and Beyond. And why does this matter? It really does matter. Steve spoke about before, women, when there's the confidence, the empowerment, magic happens. And that's what I'm really committed to, that financial independence gives freedom, choice and confidence to women. Without it, women can really struggle and feel trapped in their jobs, relationships and other matters in their life. So much so that when my mum left and I left, I had a conversation that started very early on that I can't afford it because we had a house full of nothing, and how I got to see how that habit, that story that I had from a 9-year-old panned out into my life for a very long time until I started doing work for myself. And it hasn't been an easy ride with that story of can't afford it. So much so that we had a business that we had to liquidate and sell our family home. Whenever I was asked to go overseas or, do things that I thought in my mind were expensive, I would automatically say I can't afford it without even looking at the option of maybe being able to afford it. But now that I've worked through that, on the other side is a lot of freedom that I can really choose what I want to choose without having that story going on. So it's an opportunity for you to look at the story that you may be having in your head around money, finance. And it's not always in the world of lack. It can be more in the world of exaggerated about money as well. And there's no right or wrong. It's just looking at potentially where you're getting blocked in your life from having that story that's in your head that's been there from an incident, whether you're 9, 10, 15, 16 or whatever. There's generational patterns that we've all grown up with, which I've shared about with my mum. My grandmother was the same. She was always about can't afford it as well. And there's those social conversations out there as well, being told we can't talk about money. Back in the day when I was growing up, there was no conversations about money with family. It was too hard. It was secret. So there's a lot of conversations out there that we've grown up with as well. And the funny thing that when I was thinking about this tonight was when it goes to looking for getting finance, and as women we had these such strong conversations out there, the banks don't discriminate whether you're a woman or a male. So it's very interesting how I've just thought about that today, thinking, oh, that's interesting, whether you've got a female application or a male application, as long as the numbers add up, you're still approved. So that was something that I thought about today. The other area that I really find important to discuss is moving from that survival mode, we're in the world of lack, to the world of abundance with my clients, with my women when they come to me, when they're looking at starting their new beginnings and working out where they need to get to, is really looking at your numbers and knowing the what so. Now, often I have women that come to me very early on through the separation process, and it's a very raw, emotional conversation. And it's very hard for them to actually look at the what so. because a lot of the time they actually don't know the whatso about their finance. So many women I see thought they had more money, or they come to me and go, I've actually got no idea where anything is. Like, I don't know where to start. So we like to have those raw conversations, which are very hard, but our clients can then start mapping out where they need to get to for the finish line. And just really learn about what's available out there, buying a home, if they've bought before, how can they do that again, whether they buy with a family member. I have many women come to me that buy with a sibling to get them into our property together, or often they don't keep the family home. My passion is they keep the family home. I want them to keep the family home, but that's not always possible, whether they buy an investment property in their own name, or I have a lot of women buying property in super. So if it's done correctly, it's a really good vehicle, and it's another way to have some sort of mortar and bricks at the finish line. So we'd love to explore those conversations with our clients. So I had a client, a 50-year-old woman who'd been renting for 20 years since she went through her separation, and she had just decided the money that she had, she was never ever going to be able to buy a property. So she came to me, and we also spoke to a financial planner just to find out where she sat with retirement and how she could sort of work with the super that she had. And then we decided that her daughter, who was 24, wanted to live with her mum, and decided that when her mum needed that care, she would take over the family home. So her and her mum bought a property together, and they settled the property just recently. So I just absolutely love seeing those stories, because there is options, but often in those darkest days, it's really hard to see what options are available. So we love to be able to, contribute to our women clients. We do have men clients, but majority of our clients are women. So we're very passionate about getting our clients to the finish line. So when women are financially empowered, families thrive, communities grow, and future generations rise. I invite you to continue this conversation with us at some stage, whether it's a coffee, a workshop, a lending review, or just a conversation to have a conversation to discover what's truly possible. Because abundance isn't for some women, it's for all of us. And I really just wanted to say thank you, Rose, again. And I really love what you shared just then about creating a legacy. That's one thing that I'm really passionate about too, is having that legacy to change for the women around the noise of breaking the cycle with empowerment, and that's what we're committed to at Abundance and Beyond. I just want to share one little script that is really present to me. It's from this book, Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't got it, get it. It's amazing. And it's not a book that you just read from cover to cover. It's actually a book that you study and you learn. And this book has changed my life. So I just want to share with you a little note to close. There are no limitations to the minds except those we acknowledge. Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thoughts. So I'll leave you with that quotation, and thank you so much.
So at this stage of the program, we thought we'd bring some experts to the room so that they can share their expertise with all of you. And these beautiful women came from different backgrounds and different expertise, and they're going to share their knowledge with all of us tonight. So the first that we have actually introduced was Ran San. Round of applause for Ran San. Ran is basically is an AI consulting executive with 15 years of digital transformation, and she's basically working with executives and business leaders to transform vision into measurable results. She has collaborated with leading organizations including ANZ, Deloitte, Bank of Queensland, Medibank, Energy Australia, and Evolution Mining, delivering impactful AI and data-driven solutions. A top graduate with Masters in Agricultural Studies, if you know what it is, or if you would like to know what it is, it's a very complex subject, but also very interesting. It's about risk management in financial industries. So RAN has advised board members, senior leadership teams and on AI and data strategies, identify automation opportunities, and implemented customized AI solutions that deliver tangible productivity gains and sustainable business growth. Passionate about transformative power of AI, RAN empowers leaders to harness innovation, unlock competitive advantage, and creating lasting business value. So again, round of applause for RAN San. Thank you. So Ram, I'm passionate about what you do. I think your background is interesting and so beautiful. I have got a question for you. Data and AI are reshaping every industry. How can we ensure women are not just consumers of technology, but also leaders and innovators driving AI solutions that impact communities globally? Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Such a great question. By the way, thank you for that amazing introduction.
You're welcome.
So I think there are really two elements we should really be mindful about. The first one is that there is bias in AI that we should all be really aware of and try to make sure we do raise them when there are bias. For example, I think Louise mentioned about when you apply for a loan, the bank should not discriminate based on your gender. But think about all the banks now, they use AI to automatically approve your mortgage to some degree. And they use historic data, and historically women actually earn less than men, and so you may get less, you may be able to afford less loan than male. And if AI uses those algorithms, then the result you're going to get is if you're female, then you're going to get less, approved loan compared to male. So we all need to be really mindful, when we work with AI, when we implement AI into, businesses, we should all really try to actively call out if there are bias and be able to monitor them and try to eliminate bias from AI. And the second point is, I think that at the moment there's a wonderful opportunity for women to get into AI, because there's still that one opportunity where not everyone has used AI, not everyone knows what it can do. So at this moment, have a very curious and open-minded mindset, and try to think about how AI can empower you to live a better life, how AI can help you, whether you run a business or you lead a team, or even your personal life, how AI can actually empower you. So really try to be curious and learn about AI. Think about how you can apply it, and that at the moment there's a really great opportunity when everyone has not learned about it. If you start using it and bring it into your own life, your own work, then you actually have that advantage. So I strongly encourage everyone, especially women, in this room, to have that curious mindset and start to adopt AI.
Absolutely, great answer. Who likes to know more about AI? Hands up, please. Yes. And I think the interesting thing about AI is that some people have got different perception about AI, right? So every industries, every individual look at that AI in different ways. But I think it's great to have Ransan here tonight to actually talk about AI and the importance of AI. And anybody who wants to implement anything related to AI in their industries, the expert is sitting here, so please get in touch with Ransan, because I have known her work. We work together as a partner, and she's one of our supportive of the Global Women Peace Foundation. We just launched Global Women Peace Foundation's AI agent, and now AI agents work with us behind the scene and answering all of your questions. So if you have any question about who is Global Women Peace Foundation, what are our initiatives, what does it involve in our Global Women Empowerment Program, AI will answer that question. And it has absolutely been a pleasure to working with Ransan to actually implement this initiative. It was very quick, very effective, and it actually made our job so easy. So thank you very much for that initiative. I really support that. And thank you again for answering that question. All right, my next panelist is Antoinette Pellegrini. So Antoinette, thank you so much for being here tonight. Antoinette has been one of our speakers in our TV show for the Global Women Empowerment Program. She had such an inspirational conversation through that TV show, and we wanted to ask her to come again on the stage and be part of our panel tonight. So Antoinette is an accomplished author of 6 books, including Your Thoughts Matter, the children's book Sand Castle, and also the inspirational series We Inspire Now. A former teacher and corporate professional, she followed her passion for winning in writing for 2016, and has since dedicated her life to helping others find their voices and achieve their goals. As a single mother who has overcome many challenges, she brings deep insights into a connection between mind, body, and spirit. Through her business, The Thought Connection and We Inspire Now books, she has empowered people to improve their well-being and successfully become self-published authors. Let's give her again a round of applause as we welcome Antoinette.
Thank you, Rose.
And she will be sharing some of her expertise. So my question to you, Antoinette, is again, thank you very much for being here, is that as a woman who has built a career as an author, educator, and publishing consultant, what do you believe are the most powerful ways women's voices can shape global leadership and create a more inclusive future? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rose. Great introduction. It's an honour to have the opportunity to speak at this wonderful event, especially it's raising money for such a worthy cause. So I hope you're all having a great time. I know I am. So I do believe that women's voices does have the power to reshape global leadership and to build more inclusive futures. And it's not through dominance, but through empathy, collaboration, and community, qualities that we really need in the world today. But I must admit, when I first looked at the question, I did hesitate a little. Can women's voices reshape global leadership? Given all the challenges in the world today, so it can feel a little overwhelming to try and reshape global leadership. But, some of you here today may be thinking, well, what can I personally do? But I think we can make a difference, absolutely. As Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. So I'm going to talk about 4 powerful ways that I think we women and our voices can shape the future and have a more inclusive future. So the first way is actually to empower yourself. So when you empower yourself, you follow your goals, you're authentic, be true to who you are, you actually not only live a more fulfilling life, but you actually inspire others to do that as well. And that's really powerful. That brings about a ripple effect. And, we don't know how far that can go. And often it goes very far. So that's the important thing. And that ripple effect of empowerment does actually dismantle barriers. And it creates, opportunities and possibilities. So it reminds us that, leadership is not about dominance, but about, community and inclusion. So that's the first way. The second way is actually to share your stories. Now, as an author, a teacher, and a self-publishing consultant, I've seen firsthand how powerful, how empowering and how healing, actually, writing and sharing your stories can be. So I encourage you all to find your voice, share your stories, just get them out there in whatever way you can, whether it's writing a book, write blogs, share on social media, talk to your friends, just, have your voice heard. And likewise, listen to other people's stories, whether they're blogs or podcasts or, or your friends and colleagues, listen to their stories because they will inspire you. And that does make a difference. And the third way is to live with positivity and gratitude. So, again, that's kind of leading by example. So although, it might be difficult in the current world environment to feel positive. Sometimes, can be difficult. But I do encourage you because it's really important to have that energy. Because as I wrote in my first book, Your Thoughts Matter, it's not just action that has a ripple effect. Your thoughts do too. In fact, your thoughts actually are affecting your health and well-being. They change your body chemistry. It's doing it right now. But as well as that, your thoughts are like a beacon into the universe and a magnet attracting like energies back. So, make that as positive as you can. And one way to do that is to feel gratitude. So, gratitude for what you already have. That's a really positive emotion. And the other thing is kindness. Rose, you mentioned kindness before. Be kind to others. Be kind to yourselves. I mean, often we women are much less kind to ourselves than we are, others. So be kind, because that's another positive emotion, and that radiates out into the universe. And lastly, the other powerful way is to build networks and support networks, community, join with others. That's really important. So, when we come together, share our stories, we multiply the power. So that ripple becomes waves. So that's really important. And all of us here in this room are doing that, right now. So we are making a difference. So yes, I do think that women can shape global leadership, and we can make a difference and have a future that's more inclusive and a future where everyone belongs.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Round of applause Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Tony. So, our third speaker is a wonderful woman who I know her for some time. Hello. This is Helen Pollard. A round of applause for Helen.
I have 3 events tonight that I'm sponsoring, so it's my 3rd event tonight, so thank you for your patience.
Thank you. Thanks, Helen, for being here. So, our next panelist is Evangeline Tai, the engineer behind a skincare revolution, Zoe and Hope. Yeah? Thank you for bringing that package. It was beautiful. I have used it and I've seen the result. Thank you. All right. From engineer to Elliott cosmetic chemist, Evangeline is the visionary behind the Zoe and Hope, a brand that blends science, innovation, and purpose. With over 20 hours in research, she has created advanced skincare that not only transforms skin, but also advances women's empowerment, supporting survivors of abuse, children in poverty, and those affected by human trafficking. Again, it's my pleasure to welcome Evangeline, and thank you very much for being here tonight. My question to you is, women often faces unique challenges when it comes to opportunity, confidence, and visibility. From your journey, what strategies do you believe are essential to help women break through barriers and lead with influence and global stage? On global stage, yes. Thank you.
That's actually a really good question. I'll go back a little bit in time. So I started off in life as an engineer, obviously, and then I got headhunted into finance. And I remember in my early days, people would actually say to me, like, you look so young, you're a girl, no one's going to take you seriously. And I was like, I thought that's really interesting. But anyone who actually met my mother would have said, yeah, don't say that to her, she'll do you wrong. So I think in a sense, yeah, we are women, we are strong, we're resilient. It's so easy for us to actually be overlooked if we let people overlook us. If you see an opportunity, seize it. If you want to learn something, learn it. If you want to try something, try it. So many people are governed by a fear of actually failing and not succeeding, that they never actually take a step. I think that that's where a lot of women and men, but probably more so women, because we are usually our most critical selves and we don't take that opportunity. So we can affect a lot of change just by stepping out and actually taking a chance and giving ourselves we sometimes need to be our best cheerleaders and actually, you live what you want to achieve first, and then others will actually kind of go like, huh, and then they'll get alongside you. But don't wait for someone to say you can do it. Speak that to yourself.
Absolutely, thank you. And I think we can do anything, right?
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
about the decision, it's just about the mindset and giving yourself the opportunity to go to the next step and get it done. It's just one step away. And we normally talk in our foundation, in the Global Women Peace Foundation and our TV show, that whatever you want to create is totally up to you. If you want to create the life you want to create, you want to create the business you want to create, you want to create the family you want to create, it's just totally up to you. And I was so privileged to have all these three beautiful ladies in our show in the past, a year or 6 months. And they all brought their expertise and talk about different topics and share their vision with us. So probably the next plan would be for Ransan to join our TV show. So that would be my next plan. But again, thank you so much, Evangeline. I really enjoyed your conversation and sharing your vision and also your expertise with us. So my next panel is Helen Pollard. So Helen, thank you so much. What you can see tonight for the decoration of the flowers and the centerpieces on your table, the beautiful backstage that you can see the flower wall, and also that beautiful flower over there is all the curation and work of Helen Pollard. So thank you so much for being here. She's one of our event partners, and she has contributed to the Global Women Peace Foundation really beautifully so far. I'm so privileged to have you with us tonight, Helen. So let me do an introduction about Helen. There are a lot to talk about Helen. So Helen Pollard is an award-winning entrepreneur, artist, and creative director, and proud event partner and advocate of the Global Women Peace Foundation. As a founder and CEO of Melbourne Event Floral, Party Crop, Roxy Unique Function, and Events, and Art Smarty Art School, she blends creativity with impact. With degree in fine art, public art, and education, she transforms the spaces, inspires creativity, and empowers communities. So Helen, again, thank you so much for being here. So my question to you is, as a founder and creative director leading multiple businesses in floral events and education, how do you believe creativity can be used not only to transform spaces and experiences, but also empower women, inspire communities, and drive meaningful change in today's world? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me here tonight. And I hope you like the flowers. I know it was a bit of a surprise. You didn't know what I was going to do. So, yes, so everything I do is all based around creativity. I struggled with dyslexia as I grew up. I didn't fit in, didn't do very well at school, but my passion was art. And I knew I wanted to do something for myself. I thought I'm going to build something that other people can really, really enjoy and get involved in. And when I opened up art school, I found that people were just drawn to that community. But also as well, I support women in business. So I want women to be financially independent. And so when they join either my team or become part of my community, we really support them in building their own business for themselves and for their family. So everything we do is all about beauty and joy, but also it's about community. It's about bringing people together and also finding like-minded people. There's a lot of people who are out there that just don't get you. You come to our community and come to the different businesses that I run, and we really find your community. So that's what it's all about. And I think empowerment women to be strong and lead with purpose, but also as well to do something that you're passionate about. So I don't work. My job is my passion and my love. From all my businesses, it's really about finding people who really align with that. And when they do, you just see them grow. You just see them become stronger, confident, and leaders. And they really are just so great to see. So yeah, that's what I think empowerment can do.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Wonderful. You touched based on something so beautiful. You mentioned about passion and pursuing your passion. And I think when you start from pursuing your passion, life becomes so beautiful because your work is not just your work, it's the transformations of your passion. So I would encourage all women and men in this room to pursue your dreams, to find what is your passion, and actually go and do that. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's so beautiful to do something that you're so passionate about. With the Global Women Peace Foundation and Global Women Empowerment Program, that's our passion. It's my passion. And sometimes, you know, it doesn't matter how many hours I work, and thank you for my supportive husband who sometimes I just work and he's supporting me. But I think at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like work. It seems the transformation of my passion, my vision, and also empowering other women. So, you know, I'm sure all women in this room, you all have your vision and passion, but just need to find it, get into it, and get it done, and see how amazing things will contribute. But most importantly, the people that you will meet on the way. People that were really genuine, people who are supportive of you, and people who are really sharing your vision and mission. And for us, one of that good example, I'm going to come back to Steve Mack, because Steve has been such a supportive of the Global Women Peace Foundation. And I would love to acknowledge that in every time that we run an event, because a man who supports a woman, that shows the strength, that shows leadership, that shows commitment. And Steve has been like a brother to Juicy and me, and has been supporting the foundation. So I'm really proud of you, Steve Mack. A round of applause to Steve. And I really admire his courage. He created such a beautiful community of Lux VIP who supports other businesses, other communities. And if anybody wants to create something beautiful as a business, as a networking, please see Steve, because he creates things and he really, you know, create amazing things, I would say. So thank you, Steve, for being here tonight again. And also all these beautiful women who shared their visions, their mission, thank you so much. And also now, I would like to leave the question to the stage. And if you've got any questions to any of these ladies, please let us know. So any questions for any of these beautiful ladies? Yes, Steve.
I'm just going to throw two out there. So I think we're obviously focusing on women's empowerment. So this is, I don't want to go too deep on it, but I'd love to hear just from a couple of views. Tell us the most powerful woman you've ever met in your life. So that's the first question. And then maybe tell us a quality, and we'll go to the negative, you disliked that's actually inspired you to be a better woman. So something that fired your belly up. So somebody said something to you, and you said, no, I don't stand for that, and now I do X, Y, Z. So powerful woman, I'd love to hear, and something that put fire in your belly. Thank you.
Mine is my mum. So we grew up in a quite violent household, and my dad left us I was 13, 14, but I had 3 little babies. Like we had not my babies, my sisters. So I brought my sisters up, and I supported her through everything. And in the end, I said, we need a better life. And we ended up migrating to Australia, as you can tell I'm English. And my mum's a psych nurse, and I was teaching at the time, and I said, we deserve better, let's go. So I saw the Australian dream. We landed in April, and we said, I think we've got off the wrong stop. Like we're watching Neighbours and Home and Away, and why isn't it hot and sunny? We were on Williamstown Beach in April in bathers, and it was awful. But since then, it's been 20 years, and to see your absolute idol, your absolute rock, turn around and say, let's go, let's do this. And it was a battle, and we came with, I think, about $1,000. And now, look what we built. It's just been amazing. So yes, so my mum is my rock. She supports me in everything I do. She's like, Helen, you go for it. And I've been able to build 5 amazing businesses, 5 brands that I'm so proud of. So without her and the strength of us two going through all that. But I thank my dad, because I thank him for the resilience that I am today. And when I get a challenge, it's like, come on, let's bring it on. This is nothing. We've been homeless, we've been, there with the difficulties. But I don't know about your second question because I'm very positive, so I don't know who would be who would be that. So I'll pass over to somebody else.
So I think we've got very similar background. I would say that I resonate with my mom being the strongest female role model in opposite contrasting ways. Growing up, I was always probably the disregarded child because I was so freaking independent. But growing up, I thought they didn't love me. And my mom would always say things to me like, you'll never be able to do that. But she'd work me out psychologically. It took me only like a few decades to work that out, right? But she knew my buttons that she would press so that I would go out and prove her wrong. So every single successes and every single achievement I've had has probably been due to my mom because she worked my psychology out. They're funny like that, aren't they? Yeah. That said, I then found out many years later that she would always go to other people and tell people how well I'm doing and how proud she is. She just never said it to myself, right? But then I had other people that come to me and would say, like, your mom is so proud of you. And, it sounds like such a strange thing for it to be important to me in this phase of my life now, but she still continued to demonstrate that love, that care, that support. It's just that it doesn't always show up the same way for everyone. So yeah, my mom definitely, because she got me.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful, thank you. Sometimes people, pushes the buttons that discourage you in life. We all had it, whether at work, at the school, at communities, even sometimes inside our house, not my house, but sometimes we have seen that people pushes you, encourages you in a direction that you may not be happy to do certain things, or we may not be happy to, achieve certain things, right? The way that you just, touched on. And I think when you sometimes pause and look at that, I think that's a great thing when that happens, because that builds your resilience, that builds your encouragement to go to next step, and that builds your momentum to trust on yourself. Because the more people pushes you back, the more people kind of discourage you to take action, you stand up stronger and you push forward stronger. And it happens in all of our life. It is not that we say, no, it didn't happen to me. Well, it happened to me more than 2-3 times. And every pushback I get stronger, and I go and then get it hit harder. So I think in life it's good that those things happen to us, because that makes us stronger, that makes us the woman or man we want to be. And also not only it affects our personalities, but the communities that we want to create, the encouragement that we want to give other women and men, and also the life that we want to create. Because in life, it's so easy to be discouraged. It's so easy to just knock back and say, you know what, something bad happened to me, and that's it. No, that's the beginning. And one more thing, I think, Helen, you shared on your YouTube when I heard, and that you did mention that when you're broken, that's the time that you actually step up and start something strong. And that was such a beautiful thing. Because in our lives, it happens that something will happen, we get broken, and that's the reality of it. But how can you actually get up stronger, more beautifully, but with passion, with dedication, and more trust in you to go to next step and achieve your dream? And tonight is totally about that, to encourage women and men on this room to actually believe in yourself, to have the courage to go to next step, and not let yourself down by the experiences or other people's unlimited, or I would say, limited beliefs, because they can't put their limited beliefs on you. You gotta believe in yourself, and you push forward and achieve that.
and to mind to still think about that.
All right, I think we had another question to that. Yes?
My question for each of you is, on your journey to empowerment, how important has the community been, has friends, family, colleagues, and sisterhood been to your growth and your success? Or have you found that you've had the journey of feeling very isolated and very lonely? I'd love to hear from you to see the role that sisterhood's played in your journey.
I'm holding the mic, so I guess I'll go first. Sisterhood's very important. To have that support from friends, family, other women is extremely important. In fact, when I started my writing journey, I actually set up a women's group. I call it Conscious Women Connect, and we still meet. 9 years later, we still meet every month, and it's just such an important way for me to sort of have people as a sounding board, support, encouragement, inspiration. It's just wonderful. So likewise, friends, family. It's that support network is important, and like I was saying before, when you have other people helping you, it just spurs you on, and it is inspirational. So that's been very important for me.
Thank you.
I think I can share one story that actually eventually led me into my current career as an AI consultant. So years ago, I was working in a corporate and I was pregnant. I got 3 months pregnant. At that point in time, I was working for this large corporate. My project that I was working on finished, and I had pretty much nothing to do at that point. So I was pretty free, pretty bored at the same time. And I was rethinking about my career, and now I'm 3 months pregnant. I feel really bored at my current job. What should I do? So I asked around, all the people in our network. Someone said, you are pregnant, so it's not a good time for you to go out and find another job. You probably won't be able to do that anyway. Maybe you can start your maternity leave early. Or another person say, you can use the time to do some study, do some study and just broaden your skill. Just use that time while you're still working but don't have much to do. And then eventually I went to one of my role models, so my mentor. So she is probably 15 years ahead of me in her career, and she has got really amazing achievement in her career. And so I went to her and I shared her with my challenges, how I feel, and she said, why don't you think about, just pretend there's no, while people may tell you it's not a good time for you to find a job, but what do you really, really want at this point? And I started to think about, actually, I do want to change my career. I felt like I've spent enough time in this organization. Even though I'm 3 months pregnant, I actually do want to go out and see, what other jobs is available out there. And she said this, she said, just pretend you have not heard about those limiting beliefs. Because a lot of the times, we have these society, people will tell you from their experience, which end up to be your limiting belief. And they pretend that no one has told you about, you should not, you won't be able to find a job when you're 3 months pregnant. What would you do? And I thought, I actually will go out there and try to find a job. So I decided when I was 3 months pregnant, I decided to go out and apply for jobs. And I told people that, by the way, I am pregnant, but I'm also looking to, change my career. And eventually, I actually got a really great job offer allowed me to move from corporate into consulting, and also give me a promotion as well. So I ended up, when I was 6 months pregnant, I started a brand new career in consulting, and that company actually allowed me to also went on just work for 3 months and then went to maternity leave and then come back and support me fully in my maternity period. And eventually that allowed me to build out my consulting skill, allowed me to eventually start my AI consulting business now. So I think that's just the food of thoughts for me, the learning for me is that sometimes it's really important to have that role model that is for women leaders who have been there, have experienced the same challenges, maybe experienced the same self-limiting belief as you did, and find out who those role models are for you, and go to them, have that, share with them about your challenges, learn from their experience, and then eventually I think mindset is really the key.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you. Mindset is the key. Thank you for that amazing question. You touched based on a sisterhood, right? I think the community sometimes we live, that is so important that women supporting other women. And sometimes we also find it difficult to see women supporting other women. And I'm talking in an honest way, because when we are working with Global Women Peace Foundation and Global Women Empowerment, we sometimes share very deep conversations, which is the truth of why we are doing what we are doing, and we have done the same thing in our TV shows. Through my experience, sometimes I found it that some women are really vibrant leaders who are supporting other leaders, and then there are some women who's unfortunately not supportive of other women. And that is one of the causes that I created the Global Women Peace Foundation and the Global Women Empowerment Program. Because as a woman, we should be supportive of each other. We should be uplifting each other. We should be actually championing each other, which, one of beautiful words that Steve mentioned. So if women supporting another woman, I think we create amazing things. And I think we need to see that in that lens of women supporting each other, women in championing each other, and also women in inspiring each other, because when we have a community of empowered women, basically we have got community of empowered household, a government, a society, an organization, because that's the whole thing. And I think tonight's message is, apart from everything else that we share, is that women building that capacity and the abilities to actually support each other, to be behind each other. To championing each other and also be the inspiration for each other, and that is very important. And we need to create that awareness. We need to talk about it. We need to persuade women to see on that lens of empowerment and inspiration. And again, I want to thank all these beautiful women here tonight, because when you're here, you're actually supporting other women, which is me, basically, that being here. And I really acknowledge you and thank you for being here. So also, is there any other question for these beautiful ladies? No? All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And round of applause for all of them. Thank you. So I'll start with the first one, which is crowns for Elegance. Best dressed gown, celebrating a woman who embodies sophistication, style, grace on the night. And I want to be very realistic when I'm choosing the woman who is actually celebrating a woman who embodies sophistication, style, and grace on the night. And that woman tonight is Susan, who is sitting on table number 1. Round of applause to Susan. And again, they are all beautiful women here tonight with beautiful dresses, but we did have some criteria, so I need to meet that. And the second woman who actually has been dressed so beautifully with sophistication, style, and grace on the night is Meena Rawani. She made that dress herself. She's a beautiful, I would say, an artist. She made dresses, she made curtains. She's very creative on what she is making. So tonight I want to acknowledge her, and I want to entitle her the Crown of Elegance for tonight's empowerment evening. So the next award goes to Crown of Congeniality. When I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, which woman should I choose about this crown? And there was always one person came to my mind. Miss Congeniality is about honoring a woman who radiates warmth, kindness, and uplifting energy, making everyone around her feel valued. And I want to represent that crown to Amelia, who is the beautiful partner of Steve Mack. Amelia. And the next crown is the crown of leadership and influence. Recognizing a visionary leader who influences, inspires others, and creates meaningful change. And when I thought again about this crown, I thought of two people. I know there are beautiful leaders in this room, and all of you leaders in your field, in your communities or your household. But again, with this one, the crown of leadership and influence, I would like to invite Antoinette Pellegrini. All right, so the crown of leadership and influence doesn't finish here. I would like to nominate another individual who has been a visionary leader who influences, inspires others, and creates meaningful change. And that, the title goes to Steve Mack. The next crown of resilient courage, I would like to introduce another beautiful woman, but I would like to pass it to Juicy Kersey because Juicy would like to introduce this beautiful woman.
Thank you, Rose. Now, and I'd love to honour this lady with a crown of, again, resilience, courage, and stamina, and also the crown of dreams, because this person has dreamt a dream, and I was one of those that captured that dream, and it spurred me on to achieve some of the biggest events I ever ran because of her inspiration within me. And I'd like to honour Miss Ludwina Dojovic.
Again, a round of applause to all our winners tonight.